Once upon a time, in a tranquil forest, there lived a gentle squirrel. She possessed large, kind eyes and a heart filled with compassion. However, she carried something peculiar wherever she went, a small brown suitcase strapped to her back. Inside this suitcase were tiny folded papers, each containing a memory or an apology. Whenever someone hurt her, she would write it down. If she made a mistake, she would softly whisper, "I'm sorry," and place the note gently inside. She believed that remembering everything, both positive and negative, would aid her in becoming a better squirrel. "I don't want to forget," she frequently murmured. "Every feeling matters, even the painful ones." Thus, each day she added more papers. A sharp word from a friend, a moment of silence when she should have spoken, a small accident, a misunderstood silence. Countless notes filled with emotions and apologies accumulated. Initially, the suitcase felt light, containing only a few papers and memories. However, as days went by, the suitcase became heavier, causing her back to ache and her steps to slow. She could no longer climb trees as she once did, and her laughter diminished. Yet, she clung to the suitcase tightly, telling herself, "These are my lessons. I must carry them. Otherwise, I will forget to be kind." One day, while walking slowly through the forest, she encountered an elderly turtle resting beneath a tree. With gentle eyes, he inquired, "Little one, why do you walk as if you are carrying the weight of the world?" The squirrel smiled softly and replied, "Because I am. This suitcase holds all my stories and memories. I don't want to forget anything I have done wrong." The turtle nodded slowly and asked, "But tell me, have you forgiven yourself?" The squirrel was at a loss for words and looked down, feeling her heart grow heavier. That night, rain fell, and the forest turned cold and muddy. The little squirrel attempted to seek shelter, but her suitcase was too heavy. Exhausted, she fell, causing the suitcase to fly forward and burst open. Hundreds of papers scattered into the wind. She cried out, scrambling to collect them, but the wind was swifter. Some landed in puddles, others vanished into the dark sky, and some disappeared among the trees. For the first time, she stood without the burden on her back. Then, unexpectedly, she felt light. She could breathe deeply. The air felt softer, and her steps were freer. She gazed up at the trees and, for the first time in a long while, smiled. As days passed, she stopped collecting more papers. She still made mistakes and felt emotions deeply, but instead of storing them away, she learned from them. She offered apologies when necessary, and then let them go. One morning, the old turtle visited her again and found her dancing in the wind, leaping from tree to tree as she used to. "You've changed," he remarked. The squirrel nodded and replied, "I still remember, but I no longer carry." She looked at his shell and smiled, saying, "You carry your home. I was carrying my hurt." The turtle smiled back, noting it is acceptable to carry some things, but not everything contributes to growth. The moral of the story is that sometimes we believe holding on to guilt makes us better. We carry our past like a heavy suitcase, thinking it keeps us kind, but bearing too much does not make us wiser, it only exhausts us. True growth begins with self-forgiveness. While we do not need to forget what has caused us pain, we must stop carrying what no longer allows us to soar. Apologize, learn, and then let it go. Life feels lighter that way.